I think it depends on the kind of business analyst that you want to be, right? If you want to be more data focused, then I would definitely recommend someone to do courses or to learn skills. I think nowadays having a degree is not enough. As long as you know the skills, I think you're set. And I had a computer science background, so that definitely did help me because SQL and Python were things that I just learned back in college. So that definitely did give me an extra edge compared to other folks who were around me who did not have that background. But there were folks who also self-taught themselves. They went onto YouTube, they did Coursera, they did Udemy, and they just came out, and some of them were better than me, to be honest, in like SQL and Python, just because they were that passionate about it. So I really don't think a degree is as important. And as someone who actually took time, I was going to do my master's around a year back, and I was full into about let's do GMAT, let's do GRE, let's get this done. But I actually sat and reflected on what value is it adding. If I spend 2 years and a ton of money going to like a reputed college and doing my degree, can't I not spend those 2 years actually doing work and side by side learning what I want to learn, which that degree would probably give me, right? So yeah, I think just take that call as to what do you think that degree is going to add value to. If it's just on a basis of technical skill sets like Python, R, SQL, you can definitely go online and learn it. You can reach out to people like us who worked in the industry and reach out and ask us how we learned, and we can share our learnings with you. So yeah, I don't think a degree is as important, but if that is something that you think will add value, please go ahead.
Well, I am from agriculture and food engineering, and I'm just working as a business analytics person. So definitely, whatever degree you have, it doesn't matter. It matters if you are, going towards what you want to do. But there should be some degrees. Like, please just don't, have nothing in your, life. But just have a degree. It doesn't matter. It's not dependent on what you want to do. Basically, you kind of acquire skills and then go forward with your career, but no specific degree is required. But I think if you talk about what is bread and butter of your business analytics, then I would say it's SQL. SQL is the must. Plus, apart from that, I think there's another thing. You should be good with solving problems. So apart from doing courses and everything, maybe you can focus on case studies. Case studies about, it could be any industry you're interested in, whether it's a product or a service company, it's a startup or an MNC. So I think apart from your hard skills and soft skills, doing, some work towards understanding the cases, understanding how a company works, researching about them, that is also helpful, but it doesn't necessarily depend on your degree.
I believe your degree would somehow give you an edge if you're going in the same trajectory in your career. Of course, definitely it'll give you an edge. But however, I still stand by the fact that it is not completely necessary that, your degree, your work should be from the degree that you've taken from. Because of course, you can learn so many skills online these days. There's Udemy, there's Coursera, there's edX, there's like n number of possibilities and sources from from there you can develop your skills. So, an example that I'd like to give you guys is, so I work in a financial investment banking company, right? And in my team right now, there are 2 people who have an engineering degree. So it's all about how you want to develop and take your career into, and what skills you're ready to learn and how you want to take it. So it's basically like, just sit in the driver's seat, decide where you want to go, and just hone your skills in that direction. So I think a degree would definitely give you an edge, but it is not a necessity.
Add on to that, Nikhar, I think for those who may not be aware, there's something called IIBA, so the International Institute of Business Analytics. So if you just go onto their site, you'll actually find a lot of accreditations and different certifications which you can do. Again, it's not a hard and fast that most companies require, but I have gone through job profiles and different job descriptions for some companies which do require those. So in case you want to have a look, you can go onto that site and you'll see the different kind of levels, and also you'll get an understanding of what a day-to-day work of a business analyst looks like.
If you have a college name attached to your resume, for example, I had IIT, somebody might have NIT, the reputed college. If you have that name, attached to your resume, it kind of gives you an edge. So it's not like if you're from a different college, you won't get the job or you're not as skilled. It's just thing that happens in the professional world, you kind of get an edge with this sort of tier 1 colleges, tier 2 colleges. That is definitely there. So, just don't be disheartened if you don't get into this. But yes, to be brutally honest, it does gives an edge to people working in, analytics profile. But when I hire, we do not have anything as in like, we want people from this specific college, or we want people, from IITs only or NITs only. It's nothing like that. It actually depends on organization, what kind of people they want. But apart from that, while I interview, I have first as a shortlisting process, as in like who I want to interview as a personal, in a personal meeting. My basis of decision here is whether he or she has a relevant experience. Suppose I'm working in certain profile, I have a certain set of workflows or work streams in my organization, whether his work resonates with those work streams or not. So that is something that I look into. Second thing is whether some primary language in my organization is SQL. We do not, necessarily work with R or Python. So if he has a good command of SQL or not. So in terms of, relevant colleges or courses, there is nothing as such. But there is one thing that I want to mention here. Even if you do courses or anything, the thing you need to remember is that you might find a lot of study material online. A lot of websites are there. There's, as Palak or Georgina mentioned, that you can go to Udemy or you can go to this particular website. But, the most important thing is you need to practice. You can learn a lot about, SQL, what syntax is, what a one particular function does, but you need to gain expertise on it. So even if you do whatever course you like, whatever interests you, just keep on doing on questions on that particular, coding language. I think that is the most important thing that will help you clear all your, interviews, or it will help in your day-to-day work as well. You need to keep on practicing the questions. That is the most important.